Hello and welcome back to another show from FPL Double Pivot. Game week 6 saw more chips played in my local casino and Haaland doing what he does best, scoring goals. Listen, we've got loads to cover today. We're going to recap Match of the Day Challenge, Game week 6 scores. We're going to talk a little segment called C-Bit My ASS. Yeah, that's talking about C-Bit defenders that, do you know what? I think they might be old news. We're going to look at bus teams. We're going to look at the scores and the doors between me and Kieran. We're going to do Q&A, and then we're going to finish off with a little bit of fun. And you will notice, usually, alongside myself, FPL veteran, there is FPL discomfort. But yes, he's not here, as you can tell. So unfortunately, you stuck with me to start. He's running late due to the trains. Now, this is a little bit of a brag. I live in Scotland, so listen, the trains still aren't the best, but they're far much better in England. So he's probably listening right now on the train. He will join us as we get going. But until that time, I'm going to use using the chat as a little bit of a guide, a little bit of a help. So do come along, do like, do subscribe, do chat, all that good stuff. And we're going to cover, like it says on the screen there, the FPL matchups for game week 7. Now, a little shout in the comments. Keddy's here already. Keddy, how are you doing? Great for you to join us. Everyone in the comments. I'm sure Con will be here soon. Big Jackie will be here. Paul will be here. Everyone will be here. So again, put your comments in down below. And yeah, let's kick off. So the first thing, right, I want to cover, it's just a real recap. Yes, Cayman. Yes. How you doing, mate? By the way, if anyone hasn't been over at Cayman's channel, go over there. Fantastic content. Very clever gentleman. And he puts it across very, very well. So make sure you go over there, subscribe. He does Thinking Cap with Benji and a few others. Fantastic content. I should really be pushing my own content, but hey, that's what we're going to do. We're going to push a little bit of my content. We done Match of the Day Challenge. It was absolutely fantastic. Go back, have a little look at it. I was accepting Haaland to have an assist, a triple captain. I thought it was done. I thought it was over. I thought it was down. And yeah, he scored 2 goals in the last 3 minutes. So yeah, definitely go and check that out and see what you think. You'll be at one stage I was angry, one stage I was sad, and at the end I was joyous, absolutely joyous. Jackie, how you doing? Thanks very much for joining. And yeah, like Cayman says, let's just get up there, smash the like button. Thank you guys. Right, okay, we're going to go straight into it this week. Kieran's not here to defend himself. Now, when I say defend himself, he's got the bigger score by far this week. So and he was on the pod. He got 88 points, which, like I was saying at the intro, a lot of chips got used. Triple captain got used to great effect. But, you know, Kieran did do that, but 88 points is still fantastic. So, yeah, he's got Petrovic at the back. He's got a back 5 for Virgil van Dijk. Gabriel, oh, you lucky little guy. Munoz, LaCroix, and Senesi about the DEFCON monsters. Then in mid, he's got Gakpo, Bruno Fernandes, or what could have been a Saka. He's got to have that Arsenal link, isn't he? He's got to have at least 2. I think he's contracted by Arsenal to have at least 2 Arsenal players at all times. Semenyo and Haaland. They're on the bench. Bit of patter there. He's got Dubravka, Jorginho, Fulkrug, and Mark Guay. Yeah, bit of a terrible bench. But listen, it does not matter because the points on your first 11 are the ones that count. And yeah, he's done really well. The Gabriel, we'll come into my team in a minute, but yeah, he's done well. And I think he's just put him in there. So he's done really well. 88 points in total. It could have been more. It could have been the golden 100, the golden 3 figures that Bruno Fernandes got his finger out. He's you know what. But hey, it was... And I actually thought when he was playing 3 defenders in the Liverpool Palace game, I was like, what are you doing? You can see there LaCroix got the C-bit defences, but Gabriel. So 88 points. Anybody else beat that? Put in the comments what score you got, because we like to chat. We like to see what's going on. We like to see what scores you got. Alf, good evening, my legend. If you're not following Alf, what are you doing? Get following him. He was unjustly taken off X, by the way, I might add. Elon Musk, you've got answers. Yeah, you've got answers for us. Alf says 86 points for him. Alf should be on the show, mate. You know what I mean? He is smashing it, actually. I think, put on what OR you are, Alf, but I'm pretty sure he's smashing it. Calm, good evening, my friend. And Jackie, how are you? How are you? I hope you're well. Hope you're well. Yeah, 88 points in total. Right, let's go into my team. Not as good, but hey, I'll still take a 74. Now I triple captained Haaland. And do you know what? I can't remember the last time I had a triple captain that went that well. I think last season, pretty sure it was last season, triple captain De Bruyne in a double game week. So you're thinking, oh, FPL legend, he's in a double game week. 3 points. Didn't play one game, and for the second game, he gone 50 minutes. So if Haaland just took to the field, you beat my team captain for last year. So that's a lot better for me. Alf 265k. All right, Alf. All right, okay, all right. Sorry, I said within the millions, so it's technically right, but yeah, Big Alf smashing it. Make sure you go and check his channel. It's absolutely fantastic. Colm got 77 points after a -4. Paid off. Colm, I hate taking hits, but remember last season, Colm's very good at the old hits. By the way, Colm, I hope the college went well. Give us a wee message after and let us know how it went, mate. I hope it did go well. Smashing it off. I'm not even in the millions. Don't you worry, Colm. Don't you worry. We talk about people. Content creators are way high this year. And I kind of like that. We've broken the matrix. We've broken it. Geddy 68. Just a green arrow. Hey, a green arrow is a green arrow for life. Steve will like that comment. I'll click that. Jackie 28. Hey, I said to you at the start of the week, unless really, even if you look at my team, let's cover my team. Don't feel bad, Jackie, unless you had triple Haaland. Jackie, do you even have Haaland, actually? Do you put that in. Let's cover my team there. So we've got Petrovic, same as Kieran, actually. Pedro Porro's been a letdown. Virgil van Dijk talking a letdown. 6 million overpriced. Senesi, absolute legend. Seabit monster, just a monster in general. Reinders, Eze. Oh. If anyone else watched that match, put in the chat. How did Pope? He had at least 2 or 3 saves from Eze that I was like, that's going in. Off the edge of my seat, watching my little boy, and I'm like, yeah! We both got Eze. Pope played a blinder. Unfortunately, obviously, got beat 2-1, but yeah, what could have been. And moving forward, a lot of people are big on Gyökeres, but every time, like Andrew FPL Nightmare says, I don't feel it from him. I don't feel the vibes. You know what I mean? There's a lot of people, in the chat came in, Alf. They live off vibes, especially when they're creating content. So, yeah. I like the cut of the man's jib, if you will. Bruno Fernandes. Now, I don't like the cut of this man's jib. Yeah, missing penalties. It's frustrating because when you don't own a player, you're like, miss this penalty. And yeah, he missed it by one. But listen, if that goes in, the 2 missed penalties he has, if they go in, he's near the top of the points and people are talking differently about him. So, yeah, let's get in perspective. This week he's got Sunderland, so you never know. I'm not going to take it. Gakpo with a 1-pointer. Yeah, he got benched, which I was quite surprised. He got beat midweek in Champions League, so he is going to have to rotate slot, but I don't think he really knows his best. He doesn't know his best combination up there yet. And yeah, he's got to sort that out. Semenyo with a 7-pointer. Haaland. Whew, talk about a Haaland. If there was any debate of who won the Salah v Haaland, it's blown out of the water now. Haaland has firmly won that. Scored another 2 midweek Champions League. Outrage piggles, if you will. Richarlison 2. Really poor. I was hoping for a good return, even a goal. He's a bit of a points magnet once he scores. It just didn't pay off. And yeah, listen, what can we say? Haaland, I thought it was just a sultry assist, which is not the end of the world, but 2 goals in 90 plus minutes. And yeah, again, go back, watch a match of the challenge. Kieran was very loud. I was the opposite because I was trying to keep the noise down. So definitely go and give it a listen. Kieran Discomfort, he's coming on. Don't worry. He's coming on. He's just walking home. And unfortunately, with the trains in England, that's what has to happen quite often. Jackie said she's got no Haaland. Yeah, Yes, I think we need to rectify that. I don't think we can not have him anymore. But yeah, overall, not too bad. 74, that's 3 green arrows in a row. I think I'm up to about 1.3 mil. So we move, as Alf says. We get there. We get there. Right, now we're just going to recap the scores from the weekend. Again, help me in the chat. Help me. Let's get a bit of communication in there. What was your best game? What was your worst game? Again, it was another great fixture list. Like I said last week, I'm loving the early game. 3 o'clock, 5:30, 8 o'clock. Loved it. But it was difficult to not watch or listen to any football. You should maybe try it one week because you've got to literally avoid everything. Now, I went to the football, and even at half-time, I had to go to the toilet for longer. I had to go and get a good Scotch pie or steak bridie and try not to listen, because at half-time, everyone gets their phones out, they have a look at the scores, so I had to avoid it. Luckily, I did. But again, with my phone, I had to put it on, privacy or do not disturb. And even that was difficult because every time it pops up, or Sky Sports News, I get home, the pad, the iPad in the house, that pops up. I can see with Sky Sports notification at the bottom, and I'm like, oh. So it's difficult to stay out. But yeah, covering the scores. Listen, I've highlighted probably the most important to me, I think, are quite important for that game weekend and moving forward. But Brentford 3-1 United, they're just one game away from annihilation, aren't they? They beat Chelsea, then get beat by Brentford. They'll probably beat Sunderland this weekend, and then they'll get beat after that. And how long can this to and fro go? And I think it's quite stark that Amarin's not the man. He's not the guy. I thought he was the guy, but he just ain't all that in a bag of potato chips. So, yeah, the sooner they get rid of him. But where does it end? Where does it end, I asked you? Chelsea 3-1, to Brighton. I'm expecting Brighton to get kind of battered soon. It could be this week because they're away from home again, but listen, a red card doesn't help Chelsea. Pedro got sent off midweek again, so I think Mascara, he needs to, he keeps changing the back four. They play too much of a high line, they get caught out, and that's what happened in this game, especially a very counter-attacking side is Brighton. I think sometimes tactically he's a bit inept. He's not the best. So, they're a little bit Jekyll and Hyde. Listen, once they get that Chelsea team going, it'll be sweet. Enzo, of course, he's coming to a lot of our teams, and for good reason. Scored another goal. The guy is worth his money. Expensive, but worth his money. Palace 2-1 Liverpool. Kieran called it. I'm glad he's not on to take all this plaudit. So he called the 2-1. Great game. And, that was Liverpool's first defeat. They got defeated again in Champ League. So are the wheels coming off? We'll come on to that later, but I don't think so. I think maybe people will. Leeds 2, Bournemouth 2. Yep, they're picking up the points now, which is good. Which is good for Leeds. Man City 5-1. This is an important one for me. And the reason I've put this important is, yes, Man City scored 5 goals. And yes, they won. But again, they conceded at home to Burnley. And like I'm saying, we'll come on to, I've got a little segment about the title race between the top 3, but the defence just isn't the best. And Andrew will probably tell you that he was overthinking it this week. He thought, I'll be clever, I'll go Gvardiol. Yeah, I've never seen it. Never seen it. If you in an isolated, look at the back four of City, isolate it, and think to yourself, or ask yourself the question, is that a good back four? This is the face you do. Oh, that back four. Oh. So, I think moving forward, it's important for City. Listen, another win, and they will score most of the time more goals than the opposition. But, they need to start closing the shop up a little bit. Big Colm says, Dubravka, VVD, a Palace defender, F2, and Wolfamade. Okay for a bench boost this game week. I like it. What do you think, chat? We'll put it to Kieran when he comes in, but I quite like, apart from Wolfamade, I'm not the biggest fan. The next important one that I've put up now is Forest Sunderland. Forest losing at home. Sunderland are playing well. But in a team that Ange says are progressive, they're attacking, they're exciting. I'm going to make a prediction here, ladies and gentlemen, that Ange will be sacked by the end of the season. I think he's quite fiery. The owner's quite fiery. He plays one way. Look at Amarin, plays one way and he's been found out. And he doesn't have the players at Forest to play the style he wants. At Tottenham, at least he kind of did have them. But I think, I've seen him at Celtic. Listen, he was good at Celtic, but you can't play one-dimensional football in the Premier League. You get found out. Like you say, on a rainy night in Stoke, you will get found out. FPL Podcast. Gary, how are you doing, mate? Good to see you. Unfortunately, I couldn't get on his show yesterday. If you've not checked his channel, go over there and check it out. Nominated for an award as well. So if you've not cast your FCA award, maybe Gary's the guy for you. Hopefully I can be back on in the future. But I had to step into some refereeing of my own. Feisty affair, I might add. Getty agrees. Getty agrees. Says Ange to be sacked by Christmas. Wowza, Rooney. Christmas. I mean, maybe it started bad. Again, if you've not checked them out, go check them out. They are fantastic. On to the next one then. Tottenham Hotspur 1-1. Wolves, that was a bit of a poor display from Tottenham. Wolves, a little bit better. At least they got a point on the board now. And Tottenham he's still getting to grips with that team. I think he will find the right version soon. I think he will. Villa Fulham, I mean, they've started scoring, Villa. They've actually started scoring for once. And I think it might push them on. Talking of pushing on like a train, Kieran's joined us. Kieran, hello, how are you? Fresh off. I feel like your train was cancelled and you were like, I have to get back for the pod at all costs. I can see him like sprinting. Do you know what I mean? Like sprinting all the way through town. Is that what happened? Because I like the version of that story.
I'm going to say yes to keep you happy, but no, definitely not. It's, no need to rush when literally your train's every 30 to 40 minutes. So if one's cancelled, there's no way you can rush to. There is no other route. But fortunate enough to have Alf keeping me company on a train journey home. So that was enjoyable. Good to catch him.
Oh, were you actually sitting next to Alf?
No. Alf was recording from home. How would I be sitting? You were on the street.
That's what I was like. That's what I thought. I'm pretty sure I'd just seen Alf. I've seen him at all.
Yeah, no. That's what I mean. Like listening to his show, keeping me company. Although the joys with trains, right? It buffers for a while, and then you start commenting, and you don't realise you're 4.5 minutes behind the stream. So I was typing things and going, hang on, he's not talking about that anymore. But no, look, good to be here. Good to get back on here and have a chat with you, and rattle through all of this. I heard all the blasphemy. I heard you slagging off Gyökeres, which. Again, we'll just say it, right? Who scored more goals than Gyökeres this season in the Premier League?
Haaland?
Yeah, you can have him.
How many have scored more?
Yeah, look, can you name the people that have scored more? There are plenty that have scored more than him, but he is the joint 5th goal scorer. It's only Haaland, Semenyo, Jadon Anthony, and Igor Thiago that have scored more. So, and we then throw in the fact that Arsenal have played Newcastle, Liverpool, Man United in their first 5 games. And do you remember, there were 2 other games Arsenal have played so far this season, Shane? They were Leeds and Forest. And Arsenal have scored 8 goals in those games against Leeds and Forest. So, maybe we should worry less about Gyökeres and think more about the fact that Arsenal can score 3 to 4 goals a game against the teams they've got coming up. And just think, if you're the main striker for Arsenal with Saka back, don't think there's many better striker options outside of Haaland.
Yeah, no, you're right. You're right. We will come on to the teams. I missed you. Well, I paved over your score of 88. Very, very good score, mate. Fantastic score. And we just started kind of getting to the scores. I just highlighted on the screen here the important ones to me. We are now on. We just covered the Villa, so actually, great timing. We're literally just about to talk about the Newcastle Arsenal game. So instead of me talking, because you've heard me talking for 20 minutes, Kieran, what do you think about the Newcastle Arsenal game?
Shane, you're a referee.
You would think that Arsenal got beat. Look at that. You would think they didn't get any points.
Hey, no. But this is why it's important, right? You're a referee. What happened? What happened on that penalty?
Right. This could be. I'm going to say this now, right? Do you know what didn't help Gyökeres's cause? Why did he flop like a fish after it?
He didn't. Right, okay. I'll tell you what,
did.
Shane. No, I'll tell you what, Shane.
You're
Next time I see
a bit echoey. You know that church? You got that church thing on again. Does anyone remember when you used to have a PlayStation 1 and you could change the music to different themes? And one was like a cathedral.
Is that better?
That's fantastic. That's beautiful. That's beautiful.
Cool.
Voice.
Right, so next time I see you, Shane, what we're going to do is you're going to run towards me, and then I'm just going to drop down and smash my knee into yours, and we'll see how you drop. We'll see how you drop on knee-to-knee contact.
It was a penalty. Like I agree, it was a penalty. VAR had a shocking weekend, not even just without like the Gabriel and stuff like that. But yeah, I seen it, and I don't think it helped his cause that he kind of flopped after. I think the reason. I agree. I agree. It should be a penalty. I think the reason for that is when you're playing football, we've slowed that down. These guys are running at speed. Like if you're not jumping out the way, you're going to get hurt.
It's like you said, it's the inconsistencies on how things are applied.
I agree.
It's the fact that the only person I heard defend that being a penalty was Joe Hart, who offered the worst explanation ever, where he said, Pope has his foot planted and doesn't continue forward. Now, Pope just happens for his left leg to finish about 5 yards in front of his planted right foot. Right, so he's clearly moving forward, and the reason why his momentum didn't carry on forward is because he smashed into someone. So it was stupid.
It's inconsistent. Yes, it's inconsistent.
And do you remember when we gave away a penalty? Arsenal gave away a penalty last year for Gabriel getting a touch on the ball, but headbutting the back of another player. And they went, doesn't matter that you touched the ball, you've taken a player out there, mate. Hang on, what? So it doesn't matter if Pope somehow apparently deliberately tried to kick the ball with his planted foot. Well, that didn't happen. The ball kicked off of his foot. He doesn't do anything. Like, yeah, it was stupid. So how did I feel about the game? Well, I've got an old colleague who's a Newcastle fan. I was sitting in a pub that had Newcastle fans, and I wasn't enjoying it. It felt as if I wasn't going to go back to that pub again. But I was messaging my old colleague saying, despite all of this, we're still going to beat you 2-1, and Gabriel's still going to get the winning goal.
Wow.
And you know what? He did.
And you had him in the team, mate. And yeah, I was a bit. We'll come on to the team soon, but I was quite close to bringing him in. I thought, should I bring him in a week early? He's settled in there. I like playing the big defenders in these big games because they'll probably get C-bet or, Gabriel could get a goal, Could be the deciding factor. That's what these big players do. But I didn't go in there. But you did. You're fantastic, mate. You had him. Well done. Well done. And that kind of, we had triple captain, but that helped the wild carders, because if not, the wild card was in a little bit of the mud there. Quickly, just going back, Kieran, what you were saying there. I was reffing a game last night, just to chat. That's why I couldn't go on Gary's pod last night, but I got asked to ref a game, kind of late notice. And good game, it was 7-4. It was a bit crazy. It was friendly in name only. But one of the guys got yellow carded, and he came over and he said, yeah, but ref, where do you want me to put my body? And to which I said, listen, you can still take the ball, but you can still win the ball. It'll still be a foul. And he was bamboozled by that, And that's what I said. They said, listen, if I break your leg, but I take the ball, is that a foul? And he was like, all right, good point. So, yeah, completely understand your frustration. But 3 points, and that's a big 3 points against a very, very good opposition away from home as well, Kieran. And as we come on, I'm talking about the title race as we go on, mate. But no, fantastic result for you. Talking of another result, you covered the Arsenal one, I will cover the Everton one. I need to clip this because I was listening back earlier, Kieran. And somebody, I do say some, how do we say, not very clever stuff, but now and again there's some gems out there. And I was listening back and I heard, do you know who's a player who'll probably score but no one's really got him? Keane. And he comes up. I mean, at the end they draw anyway. Yeah, we did.
About it on the pod, we said it would be like, this was the thing that I was saying about Tarkowski. He's not the target man from set pieces. It's Michael Keane. It always has been Michael Keane. So yeah, you were spot on there, mate. Like absolutely, it's one of those. 100. I'll take it. Well, yeah, I was going to say that as well. As in, like, I don't know. I'm quite lazy sometimes when I'm at home. Like, there's certain things. I've moved into this place in November. I've got 6 pictures that have been framed, but I haven't got round to hanging them up yet. It's that kind of thing. You know, when you go, I'll do that this weekend, right? And another thing I've got in my house is a clock, and the batteries are dead. I need to change the batteries. But you know what, Shane? Twice a day, that clock fucking nails the time, mate. Just like you nail your predictions.
I'll take, in a 24-hour period, I will take 2, mate. I'll take those odds all day. Yeah. I mean, obviously with the late news that Nuno stepped in for West Ham, they still conceded from a corner, which bodes well for Gabriel at the weekend. But at least they played a little bit better. And I think over time, Nuno will show them up a little bit, you know.
Do you know who's going to become crazy good at West Ham that people have already been hyping, but now they really want to hype?
Go on.
Picata.
Oh god, that's the worst choice this season. Put in guys, girls.
But it won't be, and here's why, right? Forget about the DEFCON parts. Forget about that, right? Factor in that he is the penalty taker and the set piece taker for a Nuno team. That's massive.
Sorry, now that it's changed. Yeah, but before
that's
that,
what I mean. Is in like
I don't know what
before that, like he did have the upside, but like under Nuno, it's a different game. Like under Nuno, under Nuno, I would consider Juve.
Yeah. A lot of people have been chatting about him this week. Just to quickly cover here, we question from Gary. Well, we've got an Arsenal fan here. Your 3 essential Arsenal picks ahead of their fixture swing. Kieran, what's yours?
I don't think it's a case of essential. Like, this is where I'm torn at the moment. I've got 2 already in Gabriel and Saka. I do strongly believe, despite people getting a little bit excited about the opportunity of Nick Pope or even Mamardashvili at 4.3 over at Liverpool for 6 weeks until after November, because apparently Alisson's out till after November now, or the November international break. So Mamardashvili, class keeper, by the way, like class.
He is, yeah.
But Liverpool haven't looked good this season yet, right? So why would you go for that? For me, Raya if I was wildcarding, Raya's just a set and forget for the entire season because it's the cheapest entrance into the Arsenal defence. And my problem is, if you watch the Champions League game yesterday, it was heavily rotated apart from the centre-backs. Yeah. And that was because Hincapie was meant to play, but he keeps having injury setbacks. And Gabriel was meant to get a rest. Gabriel is going to get a rest. Like, Mosquera is a more than capable deputy. So Gabriel is going to get a rest at some point. It wouldn't surprise me if it was a West Ham game. I wouldn't be happy about it.
Oh, you said it now.
But this is my kind of thinking that, like, I think all of Arsenal's defenders are now open for rotation over the next 5 weeks, depending on who we play in the Champions League fixture. For a more difficult game in the Champions League, we're more liable to be playing Calafiori, Timber, Saliba, Gabriel. And what Arteta doesn't want is to burn out his players this year. And Arsenal's second team is probably a top 8 Premier League team now. I'm going to say that, but just hear me out on this team, Shane, right? Neto in goal, Ben White, Mosquera, Hincapie, Miles Lewis-Skelly. Then you go Mikel Merino, Ethan Nwaneri, Eberiche Eze, Martinelli, Kai Havertz, and Madueke. That team finishes in the top half of the table.
Second 11.
And that's Arsenal. That's the second 11. So this is the point, as in who do I want as my Arsenal 3? I want Gabriel, Gyökeres, and Saka, because Gyökeres in this fixture run, like I said, is just going to do well. Saka on set piece is just going to do well. None of them are going to play all 6 games. None of them are going to play all 4 games. That's just the one thing I'd say about it. Raya is the only one that plays all 4. Rice is more appealing than he ever has been because of set piece threat.
Phantom has brought him in.
It's a good option. So look, I'm not really answering the question here, but I'd say, like, the best 3 on paper are Gabriel, Gyökeres, and Saka. The 3 that I'd have if I was trying to cover myself would be Raya. Upside defender-wise, I'd be going Timber, because Timber's so attacking.
See, I was just about to ask you about him, yeah.
And then I'd probably go Gyökeres, because I'm still very confident that he's the main penalty taker. And he's until Kai is fully back, he's going to be playing every game.
Just a quick one, Wade. How are you doing, mate? Thank you very much for joining us, my friend. Legend, by the way. If you're not following X, go and follow him. Gary said in there, they're his 3 as well. I have to disagree. Gabriel's a lock. So really, essentially, we're looking at 2, aren't we? I think there's another lock in there in Zeze. And okay, I'm probably a little bit biased because I've got him, but his performance against Newcastle, if Pope didn't play that well, he's coming away with a bit of a haul. So I think Eze, and then probably Gyökeres. I was going to ask you about Timber. What about the defensive double up? With Arsenal being so good at the back, what about Gabriel Timber double?
No. Like a Raya and one of
them.
Too much
because of the rotation. Too much rotation.
Yeah, like I want the cheapest entrance into the Arsenal defence with guaranteed minutes, and that is Raya.
Yeah.
And like we saw in the game, again, I don't expect many people would have watched the game against Olympiacos, but he made the only reason that was 2-0 is because Raya made 3 absolute world-class saves. Well, I'm talking fingertip saves, like against Olympiacos. That's what Arsenal are guilty of, right? When we're playing weaker opposition, we're guilty of allowing them more chances than we will against the Manchester City, because we take our eye off of the ball a little bit. We overcommit on our attack and leave ourselves vulnerable on the break. Like, teams aren't trying to be a high press anymore. They're just going long. And that's what Olympiacos did, and that's what teams like West Ham will do. So Raya will pick up some save points in some of these games as well.
Yeah, I mean, that's not a bad shot. And then it's a set and forget. Again, we don't really be using transfers on a keeper. Yeah, 5.5, but yeah, you pay for what you get, don't you? Yeah, I think, what about Eze? You're not overlooking Eze? I like Eze.
But Martin's back. And therefore, like with Martin Odegaard back, Eze won't get 90 minutes, Martin won't get 90 minutes. Eze could play on the left wing, but he's less effective on the left wing. And Martinelli's showing that he deserves to be getting more minutes on that left wing at the moment. Yeah. So it's more that case of like, again, I'm looking at Eze this week, but more as a placeholder for like a Sarr or Gordon, right? It's not a longer term fit. It's what me going, right, let me just get him in because I think he plays West Ham. But I don't know after that. Again, I just think there's so much rotation for us.
Yeah, I think I'm about to cover it anyway in kind of the title race, but yeah, he's definitely turned the corner anyway. But yeah, that was the game weeks from last week. Gary said he watched it. Raya was class, especially the first save was top. Another clean sheet, best defense in Europe, fantastic. Yeah, we're going to kind of recap those games, and listen, we don't really need to say much about this guy, Haaland. Smashed it. Again, what I said, the match of the day, the top Kieran, was fantastic to watch it. We need to do a match of the day challenge again because it was really fun. And I was happy with 1 assist. I wasn't, by the way. I was not happy, but I was trying to front that I was happy until he scored 2. And we're like, yes. It was really, really good. It was really entertaining. But listen, Haaland, one of their 2 goals, Champions League midweek. The guy's a demon. It's hard to say essential, like you were saying there, Kieran. There's no players that are really essential, but Haaland's essential right now. He is.
And again, I'll say it again. It's still his worst start to a Premier League season.
And that's scary. That's a scary concept. Champions League, the reason I just brought this up is just in terms of Champions League is going to start now affecting squads and stuff like that. Like you were saying, Kieran, there, you know, Arteta's got a good system. He's kind of got like a second 11 that he can play, or he's changing it up. But some teams are going to be affected, don't have the biggest squads. Your Newcastles. Granted, they won 4-0 away, you know, Belgium. That's fantastic. But yeah, I think it's difficult to find a balance. Some people overplay the Europe, you know, say, oh, they'll be really, really tired. And some people downplay it and say, you know, they're professional. And I think somewhere in the middle is where we find a bit of a balance, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, that was just something that I've been thinking for a while, you know. And again, like you say, in rotation, Timber, I'd love to choose Timber for the next wee while. A bit risky, but you never know. He could pop up, couldn't he? He could pop up. And then lastly on this, again, I just wanted to kind of talk the title race. One is getting exciting, which is really, really good. Really good. This is how I've got my the top 3 to finish at the end of the season. And actually, do you know what? I think I made a mistake. And you know where I'm thinking, Kieran? You know what I'm thinking I've made a mistake in?
City coming second.
Yeah. I think City coming second and Arsenal pushing on, mate. I know, but Liverpool keep conceding goals, and that's not what champions do. And Arsenal are staying really, really strong. So It's
So I just
exciting.
need to tune in here for 1 second and just let Vibe know that Darwin Núñez left Liverpool last season. That's why.
Ah, right, okay.
Sorry. I jumped in with a bit of fun, and then I've seen Geddes joined in as well, and I thought we better just explain it just in case. Liverpool strikers are, well, Ekatike suspended, right? Or, no, yeah?
Yeah.
Wait. No, he served his suspension.
No,
he served that, and now he's suspended in Europe as well.
Yeah.
No, he's fine anyway, but yeah.
I thought he was looking at a bit of an injury, but I mean, again, team news is tomorrow. So
maybe that was it. Yeah, whatever.
Yeah, I think it's an injury.
Yeah, look, going back to your point here, and I was trying to avoid it. I've heard other people say they think Arsenal are going to win the league now, and I understand it because we have had tough fixtures. We've looked decent. Liverpool have looked shaky.
Yeah,
it's impossible to read this early into the season, though, right? Like, we have had no teams are really like. There's only. Which teams would you say have hit form so far this season?
What, for the whole game weeks? For over the whole 6-week duration?
Yeah, there's only one.
It's Arsenal.
No, it's Crystal Palace. Arsenal lost to Liverpool and drew to City. Crystal Palace are the team that... And again, like, part of the reason that we need to appreciate is we're so early into the season, right? Look at those 3 teams you've put up there. How many new players do Liverpool have in their attack?
Yeah.
How many new players do Arsenal have in their attack? It's changed, right? We have to appreciate with that amount of change, it's going to take a while. Like, defenders, I don't know if we were going to come onto this, but like, everyone's been talking about this week that in the top 20 point scorers so far this season, there's 10 defenders, or in the top 25, there's 10 defenders. Last season, there were no defenders in the top 25. And they're going, is this the impact of DEFCON? No, it's the impact of teams not battering teams so far this season. So therefore, attackers not getting like multiple returns. It's the fact that set piece goals are counting for more goals than at any other season. So last season, they were about 20%. This season, they're 28% of the goals. Now, that 80% doesn't sound like much, but again, it's 8% of 20. It's not 8%, it's 8% of 20. So it's it's like a 40% increase, right? So therefore, defenders on set pieces are doing well. But it will change. Like, do you think Liverpool will batter a team by scoring 5 goals this season? Absolutely. So I just think it's so early to draw any conclusions so far. Yeah. Apart from Brentford are still crap. I know they beat Man U.
But they're not as bad as what... And I did say this. Listen, they could still go down and implode, but...
They're going down.
They're not going down.
Mate, I'll be saying it when they've got 35 points. I'll be going, they're going down. They're going down.
It'll be... Hey, listen, it's more exciting. At least we've got more competition. It's not like the bottom 3. They come up, they're going to go down. But yeah, I just wanted to highlight, look, again, listen, it's not a knee-jerk, and I don't overly change my opinion just now, but... The one that I probably do change my opinion is City. I think City do finish 3rd. And the reason is they just can't stop conceding goals. And I was saying before you came on, Kieran, if you isolate their back 4, just have a look at their back 4 on most games this season, and you go, oh. Do you know what I mean? Like, oh, that's the back 4. I think they're just conceding way too goals. Look at Monaco. Monaco during the week got pegged back again, 2-2.
That was it'll catch performance.
Yeah, and it will catch them out, mate. And it already has. Like, Burnley, listen, Anthony's been well, but, conceding at Burnley at home, they get caught too much. But it was just something I'd like to highlight. Again, we can't make a knee-jerk, but I think the omens look pretty good for you, Kieran. Just a quick warning then. Do you like this little slide? This is good. Slide this. Just a warning, it's deadline tomorrow at 18:30. So make sure you lock in your teams if you're at work.
I'm so screwed for that, by the way. Little silo.
You working late?
No, it's worse than that. I joined a new workplace, and that workplace has a rule. And it's like being back at uni. Again, this shows, you know how I keep saying how I feel so old there? Their rule, Shane, is for your first deal, you have to do 6 in 60. Now, you're going to ask me, Kieran, what's 6 in 60?
What? 6
there we are. Well, you either do 6 shots in 60 seconds or 6 pints in 60 minutes.
Oh, I do the shots. Put in the chat, see what you think. I do the shots all day.
Again, let's clarify a few things, right? I'm then going to have to get back from London to Folkestone and get off the train and walk home. And also, little shout out, it's FPL meets tomorrow on Saturday, sorry, Shane. So I need to then get
Oh,
up
is
early
it?
in the morning. Yeah.
Ooh.
So do you now see the
Ooh,
dilemma that 6 shots as a 37-year-old, that will kill me? That's the weekend gone. 6 beers. I've asked ChatGPT what to do here, and it's given me some good instructions. Amstel's the beer of... Yep. I've told it the beers that are on offer. It's gone, you're going with Amstel. It's the lowest percentage, and it's the least gassy. Right, cool.
A little water in between? Water in between?
No. So it said, look, you don't want to do that because that's, again, too much liquid, right? So you need to be doing your water throughout the day. You need to have some, like, oat-based stuff as well to line the stomach.
Oh.
I let it know that I was had a mild gluten allergy and that I'm lactose intolerant, so it tailored my meal plan for me. It's recommended having some electrolytes beforehand, and also having some afterwards as well. And then it has said that what I want to do is stop drinking anything an hour before, and then drink the first pint in 8 minutes, and burp lots, and then go for a toilet break after the 4th pint, but just keep a steady pace of like 8 or 9 minutes a pint.
What? You're going to have to feed this back and see if this works. Because if it is, ChatGPT, I'm good. Anything I do is ChatGPT.
But the point here is, this is going to be starting from like 5 o'clock, so I'm going to have to... Whatever my team is today is probably what it's going to be come the deadline. Or I'm going to end up taking like a 16-point hit out of nowhere because I'll be smacking.
Give me 4 Arsenal. Geddy said you should do both. That could kill him. Jackie said you should do pints. Gary says you should do double cocktails.
Buy one, get one free. Buy one, get one free.
There you go. And Geddy says you should do 6 shots. I'd take the 6 shots because then it's done. Bam, 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 bam. You know, like 6 pints. Like,
okay, there's another thing. So there's a guy in there. So when we were out for team drinks, they were saying, like Tay did it. Like one of the guys there, Taylor, he did 6 pints in 37 minutes. Now, you know me, Shane. What do you reckon my comment was after that?
I don't know.
I go, oh yeah, I could beat that.
Oh, right.
Yeah, so now do you actually think I've got a choice between the shots or the pints?
You need to confirm your team tonight, Kieran. What you need to do. Get the captaincy on someone suitable. Com said first pint 8 minutes. My first pint usually lasts 1 to 2 minutes.
I agree on that.
I believe Com. Yeah, I believe Com.
No, that's what I said to ChatGPT. Listen, I'm thinking just neck the first 2, right? Get them out of the way, and then I've got like 55 minutes to do 8 pints. That's easy. And it went, aha, you may think that. And that first pint will get you ahead of pace. But what it will do is get you drunk a lot quicker and make it impossible for you to finish it after pints 5.
Yeah, that's not ideal. That is not ideal. Right, and
we've been back and forth. Anyway, this is an FPL show. So, Shane, what's this early deadline that you're talking about?
Yeah, well, the early deadline, again, it's 18:30 tomorrow evening because there's an evening game, which is Bournemouth Fulham.
For those unfamiliar with the 24-hour clock, that's 6:30 p.m.
Correct. Scottish and English time. It's the same time. So just make sure you lock your team in. Again, you come home from work. Or
we will say if you're in Scotland, do it 5 minutes earlier because by the time you press that button, it will then go through to the servers and it will it gives it enough time.
Well, the hamsters going around. So yeah, if you're unsure, try and lock your team tonight, and then you don't have as much rush tomorrow. You'll be like, oh yeah, that was an easy one. I'll go for that. But that's on to there. Right.
I'm sorry, this picture gets me every time because
I don't think it's that far up. Well, I mean, I'm not ginger, but.
You're pretty like I'd say that's the closest part to you in there. In fact, you've got decent arms. I'll give you that, Shane. You've got decent arms.
Thanks.
You do only wear the colour green.
Yeah.
Or blue. Yeah. In fact, if everyone looks behind Shane, he has shades of blue or green only on his wall.
Oh, and a yellow ref one, but I've not used that.
That's green.
No, this one.
Yeah, I'm calling it green just to fit my narrative.
So
anyway, then is this Veterans Vision that we're now tuning in for?
This is Veterans Vision, and it's quite quick, this one. However, I wanted to bring a point, and the segment is called "C by My Ass," and the reason is, listen, everyone's been talking about CBIT players. CBIT players this, CBIT players that, and yes, long term they might be really, really well. They might be really good. A little boring, but really good. However, game week 7 is the time in which the marauding fullbacks or wing-backs come back into play. Your Poros against Leeds, your Munoz against Everton, your Timbers against West Ham. They will strike back. And this is the game week that they will strike back. And do you know what, Kieran? I've got 3 free transfers, and I might even get them all in. Now, what do you say to that, Kieran? Get the same Braveheart freedom fight. Yes, fullbacks, wingbacks, I want them all. Kieran, talk to me. C-bet or wingbacks, attacking wingbacks.
So,
listen, we can't have C-bet every single week. We can't do it.
What normally happens with all the people that were like, do you know what, this C-bet, this DEFCON is all nonsense, right? Is they were stubborn, but typically around game week 5, they've gone, oh, do you know what, actually, maybe the game's changed slightly. But not you, Shane. Not you've doubled down on it. You've gone, no, this is a time when centre back is not good anymore. I can't do. I'm too tired for that.
And when you're in your bed on Saturday night watching Match of the Day, just remember that's what it's like. Listen, I agree with you, Kieran, right? And I think the game has changed. We all know games change, and C-bet is important. However, there's still space for them. There's still room for them. And I'm dreaming game week 7 is when they come back.
There's space, but what I'd say is, what's the highest scoring defender point this season? A single game week.
Timber, right?
No. Don't think
higher
so.
than Timber.
What did Timber
No,
get?
he must have got a 19. He scored 2 goals. Yeah. Are
true.
you on about the Sunderland defender, though?
Yeah, because he hit the trilogy, right? A centre-back who scored a goal.
I love that.
But centre-back who scored a goal, kept a clean sheet. Sorry, it's more than that. It's a quadrology, right? Centre-back who scored a goal from a set piece, got DEFCON, got a clean sheet, and got max bonus, right? That whole potential for centre-backs now is astronomical because the things they earn bonus points for are the things they get DEFCON for, right? So if they get DEFCON and a clean sheet, they're probably going to get bonus. So I agree with you. I think it's a blend. I think you play it safe, right? You get in the lock of Senesi. Like anyone without Senesi now, just stop it. Get Senesi in.
Yeah. Stop being stubborn. Stop it. Get him in. Get him. And do you know what? We're all like that, Kieran, aren't we? I'm a bit like that with Gabriel. I'm like, I was going to bring him in last week, but he scored. I'm going to get him in. You got to get him in.
I'm okay with going with a. I'm okay going with a Timber, right? Because that's not you going for a wing back only. You're going there for the clean sheet potential. You do, right?
Yeah. And that's still king. Clean sheet's still king. People do need to remember that.
Poro's mental because he got benched, right? He got benched in the last game. And are you seriously telling me, like, if you were Leeds, what kind of a team do you think you can get a result against? Spurs, right?
You hate Spurs.
Tell me I'm wrong.
Tell me you're an Arsenal fan without telling me.
Tell me.
No, I get your point.
If I gave you Spurs, Newcastle, Liverpool, City, Arsenal away, and your Leeds, which of them do you think you've got the best chance of winning?
I just feel it. Like last week, Kieran, when I was like, do you know what? I feel the Keane vibes. I'm feeling a little Poro Van Dijk vibes. I am. I'm feeling it. We'll see if it comes on. Like you say,
more than this week.
Yeah, Poro's pretty much.
I think it's that.
It's my last chance of learning it.
Munoz, I've kept the whole time free, right? And he got his goal today, so yes, get those points in my bag.
And you, Kieran, you were unlucky when we were watching Match of the Day. I didn't play him. You did, and he should have scored. It was so high. How he's a defender, it's outrageous.
No, exactly.
But yeah, that's my point. You can see bite my ass. Probably clip that because that's probably going to come back and haunt me in the next 2 game weeks. However, we digress. That's my section. Now we're on to the points. Let's do a little recap. Let's do a little scores on the door. So this was the scores on game week 5. As you can see in the left column, yes, that is correct, chat. Thank you. Shane is winning. Don't push it into Kieran. Anyway, I hate it as well. I hate, like we were saying last week, I hate losing as well. Anyway, game week 6 though, very, very good week for Kieran. He's got another prediction right. Like I said before you joined, Kieran, you got the Palace 2-1.
Do you know what's funny about that one as well?
the people got, mate?
I'm going to give a shout out to another show here. So, Trophy Mo, FPL Trophy, rather. He
Legend.
does a great deadline stream, one of my favourite ones, because once the deadline's gone, he then does predictions. And he's got a league table. And if you finish top of that league table, you can get a mug or a t-shirt or something. So everyone should go check his out and join in that. Just join as a member, subscribe, etc. All those nice things to support him. But I was driving, unsurprisingly, because it was match of the daytime. I was driving, right? I needed to get out the house and before anything football related happened, head towards my parents. So I let Mo know that and went, I'm going to send you all of my predictions. And I'll admit this. I was at traffic lights. I was listening to Mo. And I typed it already beforehand, just in case this moment happened. And he then, what's your prediction for the Liverpool game? He said out loud. And I quickly then just hit send on my phone because I had 2-1 Palace written in there. And he was like, oh, Kieran, you're driving. You're not meant to be sending these predictions. You're doing that to get me mad. No, Mo, I'm doing it because I'm right.
Oh, he loves it. Like Wade's put in there, I think you've won most predictions this month, Kieran.
I can't have won it because I missed the first 2 weeks, I think. So I'd be surprised. I was quite far down in the overall.
Colm said, I don't want to talk about last week's predictions. I don't think I got one right. It was a hard one, mate. I only got 4. I think Kieran got 4, but he got that prediction right. But it's close.
I won my friend's one as well, right? And we do 1 point for a result, 3 points for a win. And me and one other person won it in a 12-person league with 5 points. So, yeah, I think most people got most results wrong last week.
A win is a win. Not my name, how you doing? Yeah, do you know what? I don't know what's happened here, Kieran. I don't know if you're looking at the screen, but there's like 500 eyes on us, which usually we have 5. So
what the hell has happened there?
Yeah, I'm not quite sure. Maybe somebody sent us by accident on a stream. But hey, if you're listening, if you're watching, if you're listening back, thank you very much for joining us. Like and comment, and yeah, tell us what your team is. How many points did you get last game week? And any bold predictions for this week. Right, so yeah, you've closed the gap, Kieran. You've closed the gap. And yeah, it's only 25 in it. Anyway, on to this week, mate. Again, there's a lot of... The Sunday schedule is way better than the Saturday. I think like I said last week, you've got to have at least like 3 games at 3 o'clock. But there's some important ones there. You know, you got the Friday night game, which is good. I'd like a good Friday night game. Kick off the weekend. You've got the early kick-off. Oh, actually, I might change my mind on tomorrow. Nay, I stay strong. Leeds, Spurs, early kick-off. You've got Arsenal, West Ham. Should and could be a battering. United, Sunderland. Very important for somebody that you said was probably going to get sacked over the international break. And Chelsea, Liverpool. And that's why I've highlighted both of these. You know, they are very, very vital games. If Chelsea take anything off Liverpool and Arsenal win, could be a different outlook for the international break, mate. And I don't know which way they're going to go. I think for the majority, you could probably guess the predictions here. But I think United, Sunderland's a difficult one. We thought last week Brentford. We thought United would come out. Bruno missing penalties, probably because I own him, mate. And yeah, I just don't know what to make of it. What's the pick of your games for Friday and Saturday, Kieran, before we cover Sunday?
It is a tough one, right? I hadn't actually looked at these fixtures to see how they're split up. Like the only one I'd seen is Meets has been arranged because we've got Chelsea v Liverpool and Leeds v Spurs. So they're 2 very decent games. It is a shame that there's not an 8 p.m. fixture for that, because that would have been great to see another one with everyone. I'm really intrigued. I know this sounds boring. I'm really intrigued by Newcastle v Forest, because I don't think Newcastle were very good after playing in a Champions League week. But I also, Forest are losing right now in Europe. So I don't know how that game is going to go. So that one I find quite interesting. Brentford v City is an interesting one because, you know, Brentford could concede 7. They won't, but they could. United, Sunderland, like you said, interesting one because Sunderland are going to fancy something there. West Ham are one of Arsenal's bogey teams. They are the last team to win at Highbury and the first team to win at the Emirates. Just as some little trivia for you.
There you go.
Look, Chelsea, Liverpool is the one I'm most excited by because it's backup keeper v backup keeper.
Yeah, and it's the late kick-off as well, which is good. And yeah, listen, Liverpool are fresh off the back of 2 defeats. Chelsea, they're not playing the best, but they still beat Jose Mourinho's Benfica midweek, so it's a decent result in Europe. And yeah, I just feel like they're going to take something off them. I really do. And this is a hard period for Liverpool. They need to get through if they've got aspirations of again getting back to the top. But what we'll do is, while we're starting these, before we cover Sunday, Kieran, let's do our predictions. Chat, join in with us if you're watching it back. Put in the comments. And we'll see who gets the closest to the scores. But Bournemouth Fulham for a Friday night changes the aspect a little bit. I think the timing in the day. It feels like a Bournemouth game to me, a Friday game. I'll start. Bournemouth at home. Fulham find it hard to score goals. I'll go 1-0 Bournemouth. But you?
It's a decent shout. I've got similar thinking to you. If I'm not mistaken, are both of Fulham's strikers injured at the moment? Jimenez came off, I think, in the last game.
So there's a 4.3, I believe. 4.3, but he's a young lad. I don't think he's had any minutes.
He won't play. No, he won't play because when Jimenez went off, didn't they bring on the Beast and put him up front?
Yeah, they did. That reminds me of Baptista. Man. Do you remember Baptista?
Yeah, I remember Baptista scored 4 goals for Arsenal in one game, in a League Cup game.
Yeah.
I don't think he scored 4. I think he might have only scored 2. I struggle to see how Fulham score here.
Yeah.
My gut says 3-0 Bournemouth, but I think that's because I've got 3 Bournemouth assets. Yeah, let's stick with it. We'll go with 3-0 Bournemouth.
You go with it. Geddy's put 3-1. Wade's put 2-1. Jackie has put 2-0. 3-0.
I'll share these as it. Oh, hang on, that's the wrong one. I'll share these as you go through it. Oh, it's me up next, isn't it? Leeds v Spurs.
Next, mate. It's the early kickoff. It's the curse.
Oh, and I'd got this wrong. I thought that Leeds were going away. Leeds at home to Spurs.
Poro. Now you see. Now
I see. Now I see what you're saying, and I'm definitely going with the Leeds victory here. The question is, what the score going to be? I can see a DCL goal. I'm going to throw that out there as well.
Right. Stop. I think I might have to shut this laptop down and this stream down. If DCL scores, if he scores on this on Sunday, I'll do a half marathon.
When he scores. Okay, done.
I'll do a half marathon on Sunday. I've not probably ran over about 8 miles for a wee while, about maybe 2 or 3 months. I will do a half marathon on Sunday if DCL scores.
Sweet. So I'll go Dominic Calvert-Lewin, first goal, Leeds 2-1.
What would you do if he scores the winner? It's 1-0 and he scores the winner. No. 2-1.
That'll be a second goal. If that happens, that'll be a second goal.
Did you say 2-1?
2-1 Leeds, yeah.
Like I was saying to you, Tottenham are away. I mean, Leeds do set up fairly defensive at home. I think they're going to be too defensive. I think they're going to invite a lot of pressure. I think Spurs kind of batter them a little bit. I think Richie gets something. Big rich dog. Well, he's in my team, so I hope he does. It's an early kickoff, so I'm kind of thinking both score. I'm going to go 3-1 Spurs.
So you're going with similar score there to Colm, who went 3-1. Good to see you copied him like usual.
Go on.
We also have Wade going with 1-1. We have Geddy going with 2-1. We have Jackie going 2-1 Leeds. Get in there, Jackie. I always liked you. You were always my favourite.
Jackie's Scottish, by the way, I might add.
Yeah, I still love her. The reason why I don't like you is nothing to do with you being Scottish, Shane. It's to do... No, I love you. But Geddy pointed out here that Nonto and James are out for Leeds, so I didn't realise that. And most importantly, Colm just wants us to clarify that on Sunday, you do know they're called Snickers now, right? So you're not trying to claim that's what you mean by a marathon.
Do you know what's... I'm not that old, Colm. I am not that old. Or maybe I can't remember. I was a kid at that time, but yeah. And do you know, I just want to highlight this. Gary said... Go on.
Yeah, go for it. Go on.
I just want to highlight, Gary said there's 498 watching, and it's gone up to the 500. So if someone's done a raid...
It dropped down at one point as well. Whoever raided it, we lost 100 at one point, and then they went, we'll go back and watch them again.
Double raid.
Whoever it was, thank you. I know above average were on earlier, so if it is the above average crew, then that's amazing because we're massive fans of Adam and Baker. And Baker, if you happen to be watching again, just a reminder, I live around the corner from you now. Let's get a beer.
That sounds like a threat. Before the beer, I thought it was more threat-based.
Well, I realised that it sounded like a threat, and then I thought it was going to turn into me sounding quite desperate, like, please go for a beer with me. I really like you.
Yeah.
1990 is when Snickers Marathon became Snickers.
Yeah, it was alive. But yeah, if you're not checking out their show, go and check it out. I was on there, I think at the inception, mate, when they first started it. So yeah, they've got a great show. Go and check it out. And yeah, like you're saying, there's over 500 watching. So I personally thought I summoned it with the Scottish chat, like the Braveheart chat about Seabit. That's what I thought, but I'm probably mistaken. But in my head, that's what I'm going to think of. But yeah, so if you're joining us, fantastic. Leave a like, leave a comment, subscribe, all that good stuff, because we love interacting here. On to the next one. Look at that. You're on first. Arsenal West Ham, first 3
No, you're first because I just did the Leeds one, so I'll let you go first.
Okay, I'll let you off. I was trying to get your score. I think it will be Domination Nation. Does Gabriel score? I don't know. I want to bring him in. Now you said he might get benched, so I'm a little bit worried. Either way, I think it's a batter. Not as much as with Potter, but I still go for a 3-0. 3-0 Arsenal.
I'm going to be pretty boring here because that's the scoreline that I wrote down on my phone as well. I see
Ezzy double. Ezzy double.
But I do also see this as the kind of game. West Ham always seems to score against us as well, though. It's a tough one. We lost 1-0 to them last game, but we battered them at their stadium 5-2, and before that we battered them 6-0. But before that, we lost them 2-0 at our stadium. So away from home, we batter them. At home, we haven't scored in the last 2 games against them. So I'm still going to stick with a 3 for Arsenal. But no, let's go 3-1 Arsenal. 3-1 Arsenal.
Oh, you party pooper. I hope they keep clean sheet now.
Here. We've got Wade with a 3-0, Colm with a 2-0, Geddy with a 2-0, Jackie with a 4-1, and PVR with an evening.
I like that. Paul, how are you doing, my friend, mate? Good to see you. Right, on the next, the difficult one, United Sunderland.
And for those of you, we are going to go into teams after this if you're watching and going, where's the FPL? This is just our fun part where we like to predict the games, and it kind of helps us think about who we might want in our team for some of those moves after. Or at least me then point out that Shane just said that he thinks the team's going to win 4-0 and he's bringing in the other team's defender.
That's the way. How you, Brandon? How you, Paul? Good to see you. Is it you first or me?
Me for United v Sunderland.
Oh, here we go. Because you thought Brentford were going to get beat by United, and they did not. I mean, I thought the same as well. But what do you think for Man United, Sunderland? They're better at home, United, aren't they? They're far better at home. I mean, they're still pretty poor, but they are a lot better at home.
Yeah. I expect Sunderland score maybe first, and I think that might kick United into gear. But I don't see United losing again. Wow, only 2-3 o'clock kickoffs. That's mad. I am going to go with 3-1 Man U.
Do you know what? I need to put this in the chat. Where does that go? Geddy, who's a United fan. 2-1 to Sunderland, and Amarin kicks a water bottle into the crowd and gets the sack. Geddy has foreseen this. He's a fan. He knows what's about to happen. Yeah, Andrew, lovely to see how many people are watching. You deserve to be seen by a wider audience. Andrew, that's lovely. That's beautiful. That's like when he's in my DMs, which is quite often. We just talk about DMs like that quite often. But yeah. If you've not checked out FPL Nightmare, go and check him out. Fantastic video. I seen his new one that was released today. Brilliant. Go and check him out. Great content. Do you know what? Like I said, the United are far better at home than they are away. Granted, they are still poor, and I think Amarin will still get in the sack. But do you know what? A chat's just gone up here, and this is what Paul does. This is what he does, and this is exactly the score I'm thinking. 1-0 United. It's going to be that bitty Harry Maguire-esque battle escapade. A Harry Maguire winner? Maybe that's a little bit too far, but I think it'll be United 1-0. I'm hoping it's Bruno, but I'm not sure it'll be. But Mbuemo, do you know what? I'll go Mbuemo. But yeah, I think they win 1-0, mate.
Sweet, we'll keep it moving along. So you talk about Chelsea and Liverpool.
What did you say there for United?
3-1 United.
Sorry,
and then we've got Colm with a 2-1 to United, Geddy with a 2-1 Sunderland, Wade with a 2-1 United, Jackie with a 2-1 Sunderland, and like you said, Paul with a 1-0 to, well, he didn't specify who, but we'll go with Man United. So what do you have for...
Say again for the Chelsea. Do you know what I think? I think they take something from it, especially at the bridge. Liverpool, they're kind of. He doesn't know his best front four, front three. They're still intertwining and getting used to each other playing. I can see a Van Dijk goal though. I can see a Van Dijk goal, especially with that defence. They've still got centre backs out, Chelsea, right? Achampong will play. So they're a little bit weak at the back. Do you know what? 2-1 Liverpool. I flip-flopped. Flippity-floppity. I've gone 2-1. To Liverpool.
Nice. Can you hear me okay now? Apparently I was having mic problems. Am I back?
You're back, but you're a bit churchy. You're a bit cathedral-y. You love that setting.
I can't change that setting. It's whenever I turn the mic on. Is that better?
That's fine. That's fine, mate. That's fine. I love your voice. It's beautiful. Yeah, I've gone 2-1 Liverpool. I think they'll edge it. What do you think, mate?
I'm going with, I need one of these each game week, so I'll go with this is my game for my Desmond. See, a nice open game, end to end, both teams getting it. Maybe an equaliser for someone in stoppage time. So yeah, we'll go with a Desmond 2-2.
Look at this. That's what Paul does, man. That's what he does. Get on, Geddy as well. Oh. It'll probably be like a like a 1-0 or something. Right, on to the Sunday games. As you can see there, the Sunday lineup is far better. Super Sunday, if you will. I'm busy in the morning. I might be doing a half marathon, but after that, I'll definitely be watching football. If DCL scores, I think actually we said this before everyone came on. With the amount of people watching now, we've made a little bet. So Kieran said if DCL scores, which he thinks he does, I will do a half marathon on Sunday. I might regret those words, but I've said it now. Right, on Sunday, first game, Villa Burnley. Not as easy as you think, actually. What's your thoughts on this, Kieran?
I think it's relatively easy, to be honest with you.
It's not easy. I think it's damn easy.
Is that better, Vibe Empire? Sorry, Vibe Empire said to put a mic cover over it. I don't know if that's better or worse. This is, by the way, this is the mic cover that, do you remember when we were doing Match of the Day and this just vanished? Right?
Yes.
Yeah, it was behind Chucky. I found it behind him. Explain that to me. Explain it to me.
Maybe that's a good omen. If we need a goal, take that cover off and just put it behind you. And if they score, then we know that's a good vibe.
I didn't put it behind me. It was Chucky. But yeah, for Villa v Burnley, I think Villa are going to be fine in this game. I think Burnley probably get a goal because Jadon Anthony just keeps scoring. And it just seems like he's unstoppable.
Yep.
No, I'm changing my mind. 1-0 Villa. We'll play it nice conservative. A 1-0 Villa game with like... Do you know who's impressed me from Villa? He's not been doing the FPL points, but he's
John
something
McGinn.
that I'm keeping an eye on.
John McGinn.
You know my view on...
Scottish player.
My view on the mooks. The mooks. Anyone with a mook. Unless it's Dwight McNeil. One that's impressed me is Guessand.
Yeah?
Yes. He's looked super attacking, so I think once he's a little bit more comfortable, I can see him doing well. Yeah,
so you're going 1-0. I don't know. I mean, are Villa back? They scored 3 goals. They're at home. They will score. I think Burnley will put up a tough fight. I'll go 2-1 Villa. I think they'll just edge it. Need to get some points on the board. Burnley are going to start fading away. With, they've conceded the most XG in the league. I think that'll start to come back to bite them on the bottom. Next up is Everton Palace. Can I just say a hi to Vibe Empire, which is my brother-in-law. Liam, how you doing, mate? And F1 Fantasy pole position. Fantastic content creator, by the way. If you play F1 Fantasy, I do, Kieran does. Go and check him out. Absolutely fantastic content. And yeah, there's a lot of people who play both. So go and check him out. Back to the goals, back to the games. Everton Palace, mate. How do you see this?
I see it as your turn.
See, I always try and catch him out. He's on it. He's on the ball. I think, yeah. Listen, Everton at home. Palace been fantastic this season. Absolutely fantastic. Off to beat Liverpool last week. Munoz, I feel like Munoz will get something out of this, probably because he's in my team. But he plays so high, he has to at some point. I think they continue the run, mate. I really do. Especially with Sarr back, I think it gives them that oof. And I think they win 2-1. I'll go 2-1. Everton, they're going to score more goals this season. I'm going to go Palace 2-1. What about you, Kieran? What about everyone in the chat? Put in the chat, see what you think.
I think this is a good victory for Palace, good result for them. I think. Do you know what I heard about the Everton game? So you know the last game. Apparently, the stadium's really, really, really nice. This new stadium. It's so nice that it's got this really nice seated area. That at half time, people didn't go straight back to their seats. They just sat and were watching the second half on the big screens there, which could be an issue for them from an atmosphere perspective, right? Further down the line. Hopefully not. Anyway, I'm going to go with I've got double Palace defence. Bias is saying like 2-0 Palace, but let's hedge the bets and go with a 3-1 Palace instead.
3-1 Palace. Yeah, I didn't mind the 2-0. I just think Everton, they're going to score more. They concede more this season, but they'll score more, and that'll keep them up. Vibe Empire said, not sure if they'll chat much, but it's in a Discord with a few thousand guys popping in and out. May make the channel grow. Thank you very much, Vibe Empire. Great show, though, he said. Thanks, Liam. I'll probably see you at the weekend, mate. Okay. Say again?
I said thanks a lot, Liam.
Yeah.
Is he, hang on, is he Scottish as well?
Yes.
Good lad.
Is that okay? I've always said I love the Scottish, just not Shane.
No. Exactly. In fact, Liam.
Now I'm getting it.
On your, like, if you were to list your top 10 favourite Scottish people, would Shane make the list?
I'll take 11th. I'll take it. And like you said here, yeah. Kieran's already queued it up. Freedom. Okay, right, on to the next one. Newcastle.
You're not getting that. You're still part of the United Kingdom. Unlucky.
Newcastle Forest, mate. You were talking about
Newcastle Forest. Yeah, this is the one that I was saying that I think Newcastle don't win their games after Europe, and Ange just lost to the land of the small people in the Europa League.
It's
sorry. You can't say. I don't know. What do we call that team anymore? Because you're not allowed to say that anymore, and you can't call them dwarfs either. So is it small people land? You know the team I'm talking about that they just play Forest.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's small people land, right?
Yeah, I think land. We'll go with that. So
I don't want to get us to get banned. So small people land. I think that this game just has. I'm gonna say it. 0-0.
Battering. 0-0. What? And then Ange. It's funny. You said Ange to keep a clean sheet last week, and he didn't against Sunderland, and now a clean sheet against Newcastle, against the Wolf. The Wolfie made.
I'm trying your broken clock technique, Shane.
Got you. So you go 0-0. Okay. 0-0 Newcastle at home. I think it's going to be a bit of a battering. I really do. I think. Now, do I think Forest score? What's his name's out? Livermental's out. He got stretchered off, isn't it? So Loose Hall will probably come in. Still decent, but I think, I'm probably not far off of. I'm probably 4-0 Macarena chases Andrew around the pitch. Probably does, mate. I think. Do I go 4? I'll go 3. I'll go 3-0 Newcastle. I think it'll be battering. Ange is in trouble already, mate. Yeah, Gordon scored. He scored 2 penalties. Maybe he's the guy to bring in, mate. Actually,
Alf was talking about in the stream, wasn't he, as the option? I know Alf's tempted by him, and he's definitely a decent pick. But Newcastle just haven't been scoring enough goals yet for me. We've had confirmation. We've had confirmation that Liam is drunk. So thanks for joining us after consuming alcohol, Liam. He also called you a leg end, so that was an interesting one.
Yeah, that's it. Brandon Gordon's going to score as well.
So we've got Wade 2-0, we've got Colm 3-1, we've got Jackie 2-0, we've got Geddy, as we said, on that one. So yes, everyone's gone with a Newcastle win there. Okay, up next, we've got 2 more to go, Shane, that we can rattle through. Wolves versus Brighton.
This is going different. I'm not going to say much on it, but I'm going to say a Wolves win, 2-1. But you didn't think that was coming. I think Wolves have improved. Brighton on the road have not been very good, and I think it's about time that they had a little bit of a shock. I think they drew a battering on the road. They're not going to get a battering at Wolves, but I do think they will get beat. I think everything started clicking with Wolves, especially in the attacking. Yeah, I think 2-1.
Sorry.
What do you think?
Everything started clicking for Wolves, especially on the attacking. They drew 1-1 with Tottenham and they lost 3-1 to Leeds.
Yeah, but they started to pick up some points. And what I've seen from Wolves, even though they've not had any points previous to that game, is their attack's been half decent, or not as bad as what everyone thinks if you hadn't watched the game. Now, Strand Larson will come back in, right?
Well, he played, didn't he? But he went off. He started the game against.
I think you're just trying to manage him, yeah. So,
but do you remember who scored for Wolves?
What, the weekend?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. No, I know. I just kind of like.
No. I get that. I think you're.
Especially Strand Larson, he's a good player.
I don't hate your prediction. I disagree with it, but I don't hate it. I'm gonna flip those scores around. I'm gonna go with a 2-1 Brighton.
Yeah, I get that. It's a little bit left field, but does Strand Larson rock up? Yeah, I think he does, mate. I think he starts putting markers down. Nightmare said, I really fancy Yukuba Minte. Yeah, I was
will say maybe some mild bias there, considering it is a former Newcastle player.
Well, that's it. And I like the way he says Minte. Yeah. On to the last one then. Brentford City. I mean, you've probably got them to get beat about 6-0.
4-1 City.
4-1. Not fun. Combs put 3-1. 4-1 City. You think they concede again? Yeah. I think they do concede. Do you know what just came into my head there? Am I doing it? No. I'm going to go 3-2 City.
You were going to go with a draw, weren't you?
I was going to go to Desmond. Mate. But no, Haaland. Beast. I think we'll go 3-2. Andrew said Minter. Oh, sorry about that. Minter wasn't really a Newcastle player. No bias. He has 3 returns in 3, and Meerkat's research suggests Wolves concede more from the Minter position. Yeah, I love Meerkat. I always reference Meerkat's, pre-game before I put my scores. Really, really valuable.
And I do agree with that as well. Sorry, Andrew, I was just having a bit of fun there because he was your only right winger and you sold him, and that's what I found so funny last season. That he hadn't played for you guys, but you then sold him and then went, wait, we've got no right winger. Oh no, what do we do? You managed to solve it, and now you have a Langer who is class. But I also do agree with your view on I think now's a good time. If you look at the Newcastle fixtures, very good fixtures coming up. So Newcastle defenders or Pope are actually decent shouts now. It's just hard to pick who the Newcastle defender would be, right? Because you don't want Trippier. Hall doesn't get any minutes. Shaw's injured, so you're then looking at like Dan Burn.
Yeah, do you know what? That's exactly what Andrew was saying. Actually, about Dan Burn. In these fixtures, really good, but. I don't even like a left field Hall pick, but it doesn't seem right. But actually thinking, do you know what? Gordon. I'm going to have a closer look at Gordon tonight, actually, because he's always involved in the goals. And yeah, that could be big. Right, so that's the scores done. Should we move on to the teams? While there's 600 people watching, Kieran, so there's pressure. Yeah, like Gary says, 500 people watching, but only 18 likes. Yes, please do like. Click it now. Starting from now. It helps with the algorithm, all that kind of good stuff. So if you do enjoy
that, I'm reading 314 likes.
Oh, I can see 578 eyes on us.
No, but I've got 315 likes on the stream now.
Oh wow, jeez! Well, listen, thank you very much for joining us. The pressure's on.
Thanks, Liam.
And they've come for the best bit. While we've got over 580 people watching, let's move on to the important bit. The teams. This is the main thing everyone comes from.
That's not enough defenders, so that has to be your team.
Well, that's not enough CBIT. I've told you, it's the end of CBIT. You can CBIT my ass. Right, for those on the stream, for those that are listening in, Petrovic at the back. Then we've got Porro, Munoz, and Senesi for back 3. Reinders, Eze, Fernandez, Gakpo, and Semenyo. And then up top, I've got Haaland and Richarlison. On the bench, I've got a few options. We've got Vicario against Leeds. Virgil van Dijk could maybe come in against Chelsea. Lacroix, he might come in for a double. I might take out Gakpo. And then Mark Gui, he's just a bit of bench fodder. But I think I'm set up well for this week, Kieran. I've got 3 free transfers, so I can make a lot of moves either way I want. I don't think I need to make too much. The one that I'm looking at, mate, is you had him last week, is Gabriel. He's got West Ham. He can't stop conceding against corners, so I think he has to come in, but it's just a decision of who he comes in for. It's either going to be Porro or Virgil van Dijk. I want to play Porro this week, so...
How many transfers do you have? Free transfers?
I've got 3.
Mate, you are literally like sorting Gooey out away from a bench boost there.
That's not a bad shout. Yeah, but Virgil again. Yeah, I mean, it's probably the game that Virgil scores. It's a 1-0.
But even if you did that, right? If you drop Virgil down into if you drop Virgil to a Timber, and if there's any way you can get a Gooey up to a Mateta or someone like that, because mate, look at that. You're benching Lacroix against Everton.
I know.
You're benching Vicario against Leeds, right? Like, I think that bench scores you 10 points without Gooey.
It's not a bad show. Do you know what? I've not really thought about that until then. And actually factor in Gordon, maybe for Gakpo, like I wouldn't think twice about changing him. Yeah, it's not a bad bench boost. Might strike while the iron's hot. Yeah, that's not a bad show.
Because you've almost naturally gone into one there, right? Like, I don't like the idea of leaving Lacroix on the bench. That was the first thing that jumped out to me. I'm like, Lacroix on the bench. And then I saw Vicario on the bench. And then I'm like, oh, do you know what? Petrovic, yeah, fine. But it's just a Gooey problem that stops us from doing it, which makes sense. But 12, 13 points in your first bench boost won't be a bad score. If you can get anything over 12, it'll be a decent one.
It's not bad as well. Maybe before the international break, get down under that 1 million barrier. Yeah, it's not a bad show.
You're sticking with Erling as your captain.
Yeah, I'd like to put it more on midfielders, but there's that thing in FPL over time, playing it over years, it's people you can trust. And Haaland in his form, Brentford have shown that they've been a bit weak on a few occasions. He's just too good right now. He scored another 2 in Champ League midweek. Who else would you put it on in my team? Who would be your second captain to go to? Eze? But then...
No, in yours, maybe Pigeon, maybe Bruno, maybe Semenyo, but I don't like any of them.
Yeah, I think it has to go on Hal. He's in too good.
You could transfer in Tiny Dan Burn and captain him.
Well, do you know what? I genuinely think Gordon's going to come in for "Don't let me tell you his name again" is Big Dan Burn. That's what Andrew said in his latest video. That's his full name. That's what you go do. I hope the stream grows, guys. I'm off, but it'll be fun watching. Liam, thank you very much, mate. What an absolute legend. Hopefully back next week, mate. Great to see you. I wouldn't think twice about Gordon coming in for Gakpo. I think I might actually make that move. Just more appealing as well. And Gakpo's bench last week. You don't know what Slot's going to do from left to right. Ceiling as well. Gordon's got a higher ceiling than Gakpo, so I think that's a move. But overall, I think you'd be happy with that team if you had that team, Kieran, right? That's a good team. What do you think, chat? I think that's a good team. And we've had 3 green arrows in a row.
I like it. I think you've got a decent team here for once.
Oh, look at this, Kieran. Jackie brought in the big Dan Burn this week. I hope he scores you many a points. Good luck, Jackie. We'll have to see how that goes. Right, on to your team, mate. You want to talk us through it? Oh, it's got to be
0 changes. 0 changes once again. We have Petrovic in goal. We have Virgil, Gabriel, Munoz, Lacroix, and Senesi. We've got Gakpo, Bruno, Saka, Semenyo, and Haaland. And then a bench of Dubravka, Jorginho, Rutte, Fulkrug, and Mark Gui. Now, I have plethora of routes I can go this week. Yep. My instinctive route was Gakpo out and Fulkrug out. And I can get Gyökeres and Josh King over at Fulham. Again, he'd just be to bench, right? And I'll be then switching to a 5-3-2. Or I can do the unthinkable and remove Bruno before he plays Sunderland and Fulkrug and bring in Gyökeres and Jadon Anthony. But both of those would be for a 4-point hit. Now, I'm not against the 4-point hit because I think it repays with the 3 Arsenal over that period. But the next option is Gakpo out, Eza in.
I like the exit, mate. I mean, I've got him. I like it.
Or, as Alf was saying, it could be Gakpo out for a Sarr. It could be a Gakpo out for a Gordon as 2 other options. Or, the one that I'm thinking of going with is Virgil out for Tiny Dan. No, is doing nothing.
Tiny Dan Burn. I want to hear Andrew say on both Big Dan Burn and Tiny Big Burn so we can queue it up and play it.
Surely you'd have to say Wee Dan Burn.
What? Yes. Wee Danny Burn. Yes.
Now he sounds so Scottish. Now he sounds Scottish.
Danny Burn. Yes.
Big Dan Burn, English. Big Dan Burn's an English fella, isn't he? He's a Cockney geezer. All right, mate, I'm Big Dan Burn. All right. Then, Wee Dan Burn, Wee Danny Burn, that's a Scottish boy.
To be fair, Dan Burn looked like he could be in Braveheart. He is an absolute unit. But yeah, who were you thinking of changing? Sorry, who were you thinking of changing there? Is he Fernandes to Eze?
No, Gakpo's where is he?
Gakpo to
Eze. Hackball. But the most likely is that I'm just going to roll, to be honest, and just keep the captain on Haaland. And then next week, bring in that third Arsenal asset. I don't think the West Ham game is the one that I want to bring in an Arsenal asset. I do think Sarr against Everton is a very good fixture, though. I do like the Sarr pick.
Yeah, that's a good shout. Do you know what, though? I feel like the Gyökeres West Ham, I think that's a very Gyökeres game. I do.
It is. I
kind of want to
but it's a -4, right? It's not going to outscore by -4. That's the problem.
Yeah, that's difficult. And it's good. I'm in quite a good position. It's transfers are. I mean, a -4. All right, doesn't seem like much, but if you keep taking hits, keep taking hits. But I think that's a really good team, mate. I don't know. Tell me, what possessed you to bring in Füllkrug ever?
He started in my team. And you know what? No, in fact, I'll say it now.
We've got him.
He's a better asset now than he ever has been.
He's the best. Oh, is this like the kind of Biden reference? He's the best version I've ever seen.
No, it's simple, right? What system does Nuno play?
I don't know what he set up in West Ham.
Who scored loads of goals for Forest last year?
Big Chrissy Wood.
What attributes does Chris Wood have?
He's a unit. He's the Kiwi Haaland, if you will.
He's the Kiwi Füllkrug.
Wow,
nothing special.
Slander.
Nothing special. Nothing great. Nothing sexy. But a big physical presence in the opposition box. Füllkrug will be an essential player in a Nuno West Ham team.
Do you know the difference between Wood and Füllkrug?
Füllkrug scored more goals in his career.
You knew it was coming. You knew Wood scored more goals. But yeah, no, I get it.
No, he hasn't. But he hasn't. Like Füllkrug,
not in his career. Not in his career in the Prem. But he was class in the German League.
I might be lying about Füllkrug, but he did score 45 goals for Werder Bremen. 113 goals and 3 international. And how many's Chris Wood got? Let's see.
Listen, he might click on the new. Not a bad show.
Chris Wood has. Chris Wood has 90 Premier League. No, but he's got 90 Premier League goals. So he could get 100 this year. He won't, but he could.
Yeah, do well. Geddy says Haaland cap is sensible, like last week. It is. But yes, I'm kind of thinking about the Gyökeres. You're really, really well set up. Have you got any doubts about playing Virgil? You don't really want to make a transfer, so yeah, you're not, I suppose.
Virgil will come out of my team on a wild card, probably, but I'm not going to use a transfer.
Yeah, he's not.
My defenders feel pretty set now for the long term. Like I said to you at the start, I just want to keep my defenders and I want to use my transfers to attack with attackers.
I think that template's forming now, isn't it? And obviously the C-bits come massively into play, but yeah, that template's forming. And actually, we've got the same 4, probably 5 at this week. I didn't even realise that. But yeah, mate, I think it's a class team. I was thinking about taking Bruno out as well, but I think I can see that's probably like a 1-0, probably a goal from Bruno, and it might give him a stay of execution. You know what I mean? It's that kind of game. And they are a little bit better at home. So I think they'll be all right.
So Andrew FPL Nightmare said, if I have Saka and Gabriel, why not get Declan Rice and reap all those corner rewards? It's a strong consideration. It honestly is.
You did say that. He did say that, and there was a guy who got someone got him earlier, actually, in the chat.
Yeah, there's one problem with it, right? And that's with Saka back, Deck loses half of the corners.
Yeah,
he was
but I can
taking
see
it.
it.
Interestingly, though, he was taking them both sides. He took them on both sides when Saka was out, but his corners from the right were absolutely shocking because you need to play an in-swinging corner. Out-swinging corners are pointless.
Yeah, I agree. I'd never understood it, unless maybe you're picking the ball to Beckham on the edge of the box. But if not, why are you not doing in-swinging corners? Because the ball could go anywhere. I agree with you, mate. Never understood that. And do you know what I would do? See if someone doesn't make the first man on a corner, I would fine that player. I mean, you probably can't do that. But...
Nah, it's fine. No, but it's fine. Like, I think that the evolution of set pieces will go to doing 3 decoy set pieces before your real one.
Yeah.
So by that, I mean playing them towards the near post, knowing that the teams are going to be practice for you, and then they're going to be like, oh, this is easy. Oh, they're going near post, and then play the deeper ball. If you look at what Arsenal were doing against Newcastle, every single corner that Saka took was to the back post to then head it back across the goal because Newcastle were covering towards the front. So we kept playing it long to get the ball over Pope and then have a chance with it. So I think there will be evolutions on how set pieces go.
Yeah. As we're just finishing off this team here, any Q&As you've got, just put in the chat and we'll come to them. Anything with your team, any bits of advice that you've got that you require, just let us know and we'll put it in. But yeah, looking at your team, finishing off there, Kieran, I think you're strong, mate. I think you're in a strong position. Like you're saying, you might change maybe one thing. I don't think you have to change anything in there. Maybe the Gakpo, maybe a Gordon.
Oh, and by the way, no one else joined our league. Shane needs to change the name of the league because he's called it the ABC Championship for whatever reason. He needs to call it the Double Pivot Fantasy League or something. But I'm currently number 1 in that league, Shane, and you are several points behind me. I'm just letting you know this because you were talking about like prediction scores, where I'm 25 points behind. You're 22 points behind in FPL. So,
am I? Oh,
yeah.
I kind of 22 points. I kind of get maybe a little bit how you felt most of the season last year. Oh, snap!
And that's why we didn't finish off the season last year.
Shane's
Shane's hurtful. Shane cuts deep.
You got it. That's what we do on this pod. That's what we do. No, but the team looks really, really good. Really good. Especially the back five. I can see Virgil van Dijk not goal.
Really good question here from Paul. Look, my view is Bruno. I was saying it during Match of the Day challenge, right? When they got that penalty, who was I screaming for to take it, Shane? Bumo against his old club. Bumo against his old club. Bumo against his old club.
He might
didn't take it. But I think Bumo might be in the running to get penalties at some point if this continues. He's already taken corners off of Bruno because he's way better at them. So, to answer your question, Paul, if Amorim is still the manager, then I need to get rid of Bruno. If United sack Amorim, Bruno could go on to be one of the best players in the game again. But if he loses penalties, he is going to be awful.
I don't think he does. I think it's a fine line. If he scored that penalty, people are talking about getting him in. So I think
right. But he's missed 2 out of his last 3 now.
Yeah, granted. No, I get it.
That's Ollie Watkins level.
That's Ollie Watkins level of missing. No, it's a great team, mate. It's a great team, and I'd like to see how it pans out over this weekend. Just like everyone else.
My cat is meowing viciously right now. Just if anyone can't hear it, so apologies.
Absolute vicious meow.
I might let him in just to calm him down.
Again, put in the chat. Let us know what points you're getting over the weekend. What players you're thinking of bringing out. Like Geddy, look at that. He's on the ball. Bruno to Sarr or Gordon. Week 8 is my rough plan. Yeah, I can see the Bruno. I think Gakpo's coming out for me this week. I've had enough of him. I don't like the cup is jip anymore. He's coming out. And Gordon could very, very well be going in, especially against the Forest team. I could probably see a penalty there. He won 2 penalties. He scored 2 penalties during the week, didn't he? So, yeah, I think he's coming in. Anyway, teams done. That's the bus teams or teams just now. Again, if you're just joining, remember, Friday deadline, 18:30 GMT time. Right, if there's any questions, put them in. I think that's pretty much finished. You know what? We were almost on the time there, Kieran. And then we had an influx of people, so we had to continue the show. The people want a show, and I'll give them a show. And I think we've given them a show tonight as well. Andrew said, People keep saying Embuemo could take over, but so could Cunha. Yeah, he could do. Yeah, they both could. Wade said, yeah, Kieran is above me finally in the mini league. Yeah.
I think you're right, Andrew, on that one. I think it will be I think part of the reason as to why Bruno still got them is so that they don't have to have that discussion in the club. I think there will be conversations going on, and I imagine it'll be a case of whoever the manager is at the time will have almost like a penalty shootout in training, and it might then even become the rule of take it in turns. Who knows? But we'll just have to see.
Yeah. Not in my name. I'm going to cue that up. How many weeks is acceptable for no returns? Not in my name. No weeks, in my opinion. No. It depends. It depends what you mean by no return. As in, are we talking like no returns? If you get no returns in a week, even that, Kieran, by the law of averages. Yeah.
It's not even the law of averages. It goes down to, like, are you watching the games? Are you seeing the right stuff in there? Is the player getting the chances? Are they taking the right shots? Are they in the right position, or are they playing deeper? Because if it's a player that's, playing 3 games, blanked in those 3 games, but keeps getting in all the positions, the furthest forward, taking the majority of the shots, then you can pretty much rely on it being like Shane and getting one of them in eventually. If, however, it's someone like Bruno Fernandes who slowly starts to get deeper and is pretty much solely reliant on penalties and DEFCON, that's when you would start to question it a bit more. If it was hardly anyone scored so far this season, right? So it is tough, but there's also, you could be guilty of holding on for players too long. So yeah, I tend to give them 3 weeks before I'll seriously consider it, but then it will depend on what the fixtures are coming up.
Yeah, like not my name. He said I give it 3 if they look rubbish. Yeah, so he's talking more in terms of players. Do you know what? It's funny that. Do you know what? I'm just going to cue that up because he makes a great point, and it's something that I've started doing this season. For me, it's 2. So for me, there won't be a third. So if I see a player and I'm like, do you know what? Don't like him. Yeah, maybe you expect him to get somebody blanks. If he does it again, and I definitely don't like the way he's playing, he's out. I don't wait for a third time anymore, because I think previous seasons for me, Kieran, I've waited, and then you get caught into that trap of, in 2 games he's got a really, really good run, and then you keep him. So yeah, for me it's 2 and out, no more than 2, unless you're hanging out for injuries. But hopefully, if you square away your team, it shouldn't be too bad. Right, Kieran, we've gone over our normal allotted time, but listen, that's because more people joined. So what I will say is thank you very much to everyone who joined, all the regulars that we got. Fantastic. Colm, Geddy, Jackie, Nightmare, Wade, Paul, Gary. There's too many. I can't keep up. But again, thank you very much for joining. Do like, subscribe, all that kind of good stuff. Help us out with the matrix and the algorithm. In terms of content, mate, tomorrow I have my decoder, my fixture decoder, where we talk the fixtures, and we think, actually, is that easy green light fixture an easy fixture, or is it more difficult than what it perceives to be? On Saturday or Sunday, I'll be doing a run and thoughts video. Regardless if I have to do a half marathon, Kieran, I will, true to my word, I'll do a half marathon if DCL scores. I might as well put my feet up now, because DCL is not scoring.
Patrick,
and you can clip that to the back. And then we'll be back next week for the matchups. There'll be threads, and yeah, just everything. It's going fantastic. Kieran, since you were late tonight, I will let you take the honour of finishing off and telling all these lovely people that joined us what they could do with the weekends.
No, thanks a lot for everyone who joined us, even the 500 bots that we paid for. It's been great having you all on here today and following our instructions. There's still a lot of you bots on here, so follow my next instruction and subscribe to us as well. And for anyone who's not watched it yet, we've had a couple of episodes now out of FPL Tension, which is on our channel. The latest one hasn't quite picked up the views because I launched it on Saturday at the deadline, basically. So please do go over and watch it. It's got Nick from FPL Jews. It's got Roberto Hollis from The Form is Temporary. It's got Mo, Trophy Mo, and it has got Nick Triggerlips on it. Great episode, so give that a watch. You can find both of us over on Twitter. I'm FPL_discomfort and Shane is FPL veteran_. And we will be here typically on a Wednesday So, if any of the bots want to join us on a Wednesday, please do. If any of the humans do as well, we'd love to have you in as well. And definitely catch Shane's fixture decoder tomorrow, because he seems to be pretty decent at that, which is, it's good to find his calling finally.
Well, thank you. At least I've got one. But no, listen, again, thank you very much for joining. Have a fantastic weekend. Hopefully your arrows are green, and we'll catch up with you at the weekend. See you later. Bye-bye.